boys up, give a hell. They kiss on the ring, I carry the crown. Nothing to break, nothing to break me.
Okay. Hi guys, how's it going? You're back with myself, Jordan here, and we're doing another AZ 900 practice test. Um, I hope you find, if you have watched the previous ones, I hope you find them useful. And as I say in the previous videos, these are pretty much the questions you're going to be asked. Now, they will change slightly in the near future. So, depending on if you're just starting out, if you're intermediate, or whatever it is, it's all good. So, it's just really getting you prepared for the exam, like so. That's all it is. And before we start, um, I'll just mention a couple of things. Um, we're going to do it in practice mode today again, as we done last week, because it, um, I can say the answers that I think, and I've also got my colleague Scott here today.
Hello.
There he is, who's an expert on shared responsibility models. So
Oh,
if I
I
get
want to
stuck,
say expert.
no, no, I'm blaming you. So if anything goes wrong, it's his fault. So, but depending on where you want to go with this, as in career wise, if you want to go administration, if you want to go AI, if you want to go uh, DevOps, if you want to go data engineering, whatever you want to do, you still need the excuse me, fundamentals um, for using the Azure portal. Um, so, hence the reason for these practice questions for the exam. So at least it'll get you started. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Um, but everybody will be grand, and we'll have a bit of fun, and hopefully in the future we'll get some people over and in the chat or whatever, and we can do it in the exam mode, which is more interactive. So with the practice mode, as I say, we can have as much time as we need. But yeah, so test number 5 coming right up. Let's go. Okay. An Azure subscription can be associated to multiple Microsoft Azure tenants. Um, so subscription to multiple tenants. I'm going to say no for that one, because a subscription can only have one specific tenant. If my memory serves me correct, which it sometimes does, sometimes doesn't, it turns off and on. Yes, you can change the tenant to a different subscription, but you can have multiple tenants in the same subscription, so I'm going to say no. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, this diagram. So you get your tenant here. You get one tenant that can go into multiple subscriptions. You've got a one-on-one, one tenant, one subscription, but you can't have um, one subscription and multiple, let's just say three tenants. So yeah. And bear in mind, I haven't done this. And I'm actually not lying to everybody. I haven't done this since December. So that's why I'm asking Scott to help me out here today as well.
Alright. Well, I haven't done this in a long time, so
Nor have I.
can
But
change
it
the
never goes out of your head. Okay. Question number 2. You can change the Microsoft Enter tenant to which an Azure subscription is associated. You can change
yeah.
the tenant. Yeah, that's basically what I said before. Yeah. So of course you can, yeah. Changing directory. Yeah. Remember that. Changing the directory of a subscription. Yeah. So you can assign them. You can assign the tenant to a subscription. Yeah. So when an Azure subscription expires, the associated Microsoft Enter tenant is deleted automatically.
No.
And we've had questions like this before about deleted automatically. It never is. It's always there. You have to do that manually. Uh, I'm going to say no, definitely, for that one. Yeah, I knew that one.
Right, I'm not gonna answer unless you ask me because
Okay, that's okay. That's okay, Scott. Yeah, no. I knew that one. I knew that one because this kind of question always comes up. Is automatically deleted? No, it's still there. Everything is still there. Uh, so you have to do it yourself manually. Okay, let's go next. So Microsoft Entra can be used to manage access to on-prem applications. Yeah, security, of course, can. Oh yeah, Microsoft Entra proxy. Okay. Provide secure remote access to on-premises applications. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Single sign-on, of course it does. It's not. It's yeah. It's a single sign-on, but it's still a form of security, so that's a yes. Yeah, it's authentication. So yeah. So iOS, that's what's that? iPhones, isn't it? iOS
yeah,
devices can be
yeah.
registered, and yeah, they can. Yeah, you can use Apple. You can use your iPhones. It's not exclusive to Microsoft. Okay, what's this one? You plan to to deploy 20 virtual machines to Azure. To ensure that a virtual machine in VM1 cannot connect to other virtual machines, VM1 must. Okay, so you've got 20 virtual machines that you're planning to move to Azure, and you don't want one VM1 to connect to the other 19. But if they're in the same, let me just look at these answers. So if you have the virtual machines will be connected to the same virtual network. So in that virtual network, the VMs can connect with each other. So you're going to have to move this one to another network, to another virtual network. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. Okay, your company's plans to start using Azure and will migrate all its network resources to Azure. Okay, so your company hasn't even started using Azure yet. You need to start the planning process by exploring Azure. What should you create first? The first thing you have to definitely create, I'm 100% sure, is a subscription. So when you're in the portal, in Azure portal, that's the first thing you have to create is a subscription.
Yeah, you can't do nothing without
You can't do nothing without a subscription. Everything else,
everything else
management,
comes after.
yeah. So subscription, yeah, yeah, yeah. What can you use to make recommendations that will reduce Azure costs? Okay, we're looking at costs here, right?
Well, there's
Oh,
only one answer there that's got the cost in.
yeah. Well, it's not health. It's not analytics. It's between this and this. Advisor or pricing calculator. I'm pretty sure it's advisor because the pricing calculator will give you estimates. Uh, okay, this question is a bit. Yeah, okay, it's definitely advisor because yeah, the pricing calculator will give you estimates before you deploy anything. So as your advisor, once you deploy everything, it'll tell you. It will tell you or recommend how to reduce your costs. So this is before, this is after. So I would say advisor. Yeah, deployed. Yeah, Azure Advisor analyzes your deployed services, pricing calculator. We knew these two weren't right. The pricing calculators, yeah, before deployment. Okay. Okay. Your company host is blah blah blah. App one has low usage during the first 3 weeks of each month and very high usage during the last week of each month. Okay, so 3 weeks low, 1 week high. So, which benefit of cloud services supports cost management for this type of usage pattern? Uh, that's got to be elasticity because you're scaling, either scaling out, scaling in, or sorry, yeah, scaling out, scaling in, or scaling up, or scaling down. It does that automatically, so that's elasticity. Yeah, scale up or down. So if you have high traffic, or sorry, low traffic during the first 3 weeks, then it'll scale down. Very high, it'll scale up. So yeah, and it's on his pay as you go um, format as well. So you only charge with what you pay for. So it's going to save you a lot of money if you were, say, using like on premises um, data center or something where everything just sort of keeps running. So this will save you a lot of money. What should an application use to interact with Azure and manage resources? Interact with Azure and manage resources. Hmm. Eh, this one I'm not too sure. I don't. It's not Cloud Shell. So if it's not Cloud Shell, it's not CLI. That's more instruction. Yes, you can manage resources with CLI. ARM, sorry, ARM templates. No, it's not that. APIs, application programming interfaces. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that because so APIs uh, can interact in like real time. Everything else can't. So I go APIs. Reset API, which allows. Yeah. So I was thinking CLI. CLI is a user tool used interactively or via scripts, not typically by an application directly. Yeah, I knew it wasn't Cloud Shell. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is an easy one. Cloud computing offers lower capital expenditure costs than on-premises deployments. Yeah, of course it does. So, CapEx, capital expenditure versus OPEX, operational expenditure. So Yeah. Oh yeah. So we're in we're in
Remember the
practice.
days when we first started learning this?
Yeah, I
And
do.
I kept getting the two mixed up.
Yeah, yeah, capital expenditure or operational expenditure. Yeah. So cloud computing provides the same configuration options as on premises deployments. Mm.
Well,
Provides the same configuration.
basically they do.
They do and they don't because like Azure, they can offer a lot of different configurations. But if you
Yeah,
have
if
an
you
on
got it on
premises,
premises,
if you
yeah.
have on premises, you can configure anything you want to. So it's not the same. They don't offer the same um, configuration. So I'm going to say no for that one. You know, they do, as I say, Azure does offer a lot of options. But if you want really specific, what's the word?
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
thinking you
yeah.
can
If you want
basically
it
do
to
what
be
you want.
really
You're in
specific,
charge.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It does not provide exactly the same configuration options as on-prem deployments. Yeah, that's just what I said. While cloud services offer a wide range of configure options, they are built around shared, standardized, and visualized infrastructure. Okay, yeah. Cloud computing can scale when a business requires change. Of course, it can. Yeah. Scale up, vertical scaling, up, down, horizontal scaling, out, in. So that's a yes. So yeah, your vertical scaling. So if you're going up, increase your if the traffic. Well, it actually applies to both vertical and horizontal scaling. A vertical is increasing RAM or CPU to your virtual machine. So you're scaling up, you're adding more. Scaling down, adding less. Horizontal scaling, you're increasing maybe your resources, virtual machines, whatever. So scaling out when demand is higher, scaling in when demand is lower. And Azure do a lot for you. So yeah. You can only manage cloud services from Windows devices. Well, no. You can do it Mac, Linux.
Yeah, could you use
And,
CLI on most Linux machines?
sorry, I couldn't hear you, Scott.
No, I was going to say use CLI on all, well, mostly for Linux.
Yeah, Yeah, you can use them all. Yeah. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, they're all. As long as you have the can manage from a wide variety of devices and operating systems, not just Windows.
Yeah, because like, well, for example,
Yeah, yeah. As you like
when I was in
CLI.
Italy on my tablet, you know, I could still access
Yeah.
it. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, of course you can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So as you say, CLI runs cross-platform on Windows, Mac, Linux. Um, so does PowerShell. Yeah, so you can pretty much use it for like everything's not confined to like Microsoft and Windows. You can use it from um, different different devices, different web browsers, operating systems. Yeah. You can manage cloud services from the command line with CLI. So I'm yeah, yes. So you get your command line and PowerShell. So you can yeah perform a wide range of management tasks, including resource deployment, configuration, and monitoring. Um, yeah, so the CLI and PowerShell are useful if you know how to use them. Um, they are quite difficult to use. I am not an expert in this in the slightest, but I know you can use them for managing your services. You can manage cloud services by using a web browser. Yes. Yeah. You you need the internet to connect to like the Azure portal.
yeah.
That's how you use it. So yes. Yeah. Azure portal. Yeah. There we go. We're getting on well. Getting on well. Oh, as I mentioned earlier, so this should be an easy one for what is an example of vertical scaling?
But it's not adding an additional virtual machine because that's
No.
horizontal.
Hmm.
CPU to an existing yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
At least, yeah, there we go. Scott actually listened to me for oh, here we go. Right. This is Scott. Okay. Right.
No, don't.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
SQL Server database.
It's hosted software updates managed by Azure.
Microsoft
Well, it's
SQL
definitely
Server.
it's between infrastructure and platform.
That'd be platform.
I would think platform. Yeah. And cloud software updates are yeah, the updates. Oh yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to read the question properly.
Software updates. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. They're managed by Azure. Okay. Something provides access to unused compute capacity at deep discounts. At deep discounts. Okay. Oh, I actually, yeah, I remember this one.
Provide blank
It's
provide
Spot.
access
It's
to
Spot.
items.
It's Spot virtual machine instances. It's like,
See, I don't know this one. I
yeah,
would have got this one
I,
wrong.
I, 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 I do remember this one because I wrote it down about in December, and it's the only time I come across it so far. Because like the Spot virtual machines, it's sort of like reserved kind of thing that saves you money in the long term, not as um not like pay as you go. You know, you can reserve like virtual machines and all that kind of stuff,
See,
which does save you.
I would have gone
Yeah,
with
you pay up front, but it'll save you money in the long term. So
see,
I'm pretty sure
I
it's,
probably would have gone with reserve virtual machine instances. See, I didn't know this one, so it would have been a guess for me. But I would have said reserved.
yeah. I just remember that one. I did write it down. Is yeah, it was December. Yeah, 90%. Didn't know that one. Which one
See,
did you
and
say?
reserved.
Reserved. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but you have to commit for 1 to 3 years.
Oh, but it does provide savings though.
It does, yeah. The reserve version machines does, yes. Of course it does. It's a tricky one that there's just always something. Oh, hold on.
And you said I'm an
So,
expert, eh?
huh. So Spot virtual machine instances are ideal for workloads that can be interrupted. That can be interrupted. Oh, all right, okay. Yeah. Providing scalability while reducing costs. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of different options for reducing your costs. As long as you pay up front, obviously, but depending on your needs, yeah, everybody's different. Oh, there you go. Platform. Scott.
Microsoft
SQL
SQL
Server.
Server 2022 installed an Azure Virtual Machine example platform. Yes, of course it is.
Okay.
No,
Hey,
installed
you
an.
messed up my 100%.
You said platform,
I
eh?
didn't. I just said I just said I was
Microsoft
reading the
SQL
question.
Server 2022 installed on an Azure Virtual Machine example. Oh no, because it can be. Sorry, it can be both.
Yeah, so it's yeah, Azure, hold on. Azure. Oh yeah, so it's Microsoft SQL Server installed on a virtual machine is platform. Yeah, no, that's yeah. See, this is where I get confused with the shared responsibility responsibility model. Um, so in this scenario, Azure provides the virtualized infrastructure, computer storage and networking, and the user is responsible for managing the operating. Oh yeah, responsible for managing the operating system, SQL Server, software, patches, updates, backup. Yeah. So it's infrastructure. Okay, it's infrastructure. So SQL database is an example of platform as a service. SQL database. Uh, I'm going to say yeah for that one. So let me just look at the Microsoft SQL Server 2022, but the SQL database is platform. Yeah, yeah. SQL Microsoft manages yeah everything. Virtual machines, operating system, database, software, high availability, backups, patches, and scaling. Oh yeah, users are only responsible for managing, the data they put in and the database schema. Yeah. Okay, so Azure Cosmos DB is an example of software as a service. It's definitely not, I think, as platform. What do you think, Matt?
No, it ain't service as a software as a service.
It's not service as a service.
Software as a service. It's not.
Your Cosmos database, if we're going back to, hold on. Yeah, okay. That's, sorry. Yeah. So your database usually platform.
Yeah, because software as a service is what the customer sees basically. So they don't see the databases.
Well, with software, it mostly Microsoft that'll take care of all of everything. But your database is platform. So, yeah, Cosmos DB is a globally distributed multi-model database service that allows developers to build and manage databases while manage the underlying infrastructure. Yeah, Microsoft manages.
Yeah, so basically anytime you see software as a service, just think of it as like you playing the game. It's the end product.
Yeah,
You don't see nothing in between.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, this one's a good one. Like, yeah. So you need to add shared responsibility. In which
Which
order
order?
should you list each model from customer responsibility top to least customer responsibility?
So first one is the biggest responsibility, yeah?
Yeah, so it's the biggest to the
So 312.
smallest customer responsibility. Yeah, I would say that. So infrastructure, then platform, then software. Yeah. Oh, is there the diagram there? Yeah, there it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Old trusty.
Old trusty, yes. Old faithful.
Yeah.
I know that diagram. I should know it, but
You can close your
yeah,
eyes and just see it go.
I was like, oh, there it is. The good old diagram. I knew it. I knew it would be there. I knew it would be there. Okay, you can enable just-in-time VM access by using so just in time. So that's not Bastion. It's not fire. It could be firewall because just-in-time access is it's like trying to block um, attempted attacks on you.
Yeah, I know, but there's like they're all
Yeah, yeah.
like
I know they're all like security. I know. Um,
well, it just in time. It's not like you said. It's not Bastion because you know what Bastion is. That's like the
yeah.
major defense around your whole.
Well, sort of everything is, but oh, I think it's Defender because I think Defender
It's,
it can like it doesn't
I mean, it could be Defender because that's the least
aggressive
protected.
sounding.
Yeah. No,
Or
it's
not actually it's the most aggressive sounding. Um
but
I think it's Defender because
it's the least. So just in time.
yeah, yeah, it's defending and then it'll lock down the data or
Yeah.
sorry, lock down the traffic and then wait for everything to calm down and then say we're good to go again. I'm going to go with Defender. Feature jet helps reduce exposure to attacks, lockdown inbound traffic. Yeah. So reducing the time it's exposed to your VM is exposed to the internet. Hold on, I just want to read through these. Your
Yeah.
Bastion, your same as RDP and SSH connectivity. Okay. Okay. A firewall is a cloud native stateful network security service that protects Azure virtual network resources. Okay. Yeah, I see. It's quite a confusing question. Yeah, I didn't think it was the front door. Okay. Yeah, it just provides load balancing. Okay. See, I would have said between firewall and Defender. Anyways. Something enables users to authenticate to multiple applications by using single sign excuse me, single sign on. Well, single sign on, that's security, so it's enter ID, isn't it? Multiple applications, single sign on. Yeah. Okay, you plan to use two host. Oh, sorry. You plan to use Azure to host two apps. The apps must meet the following requirements. So, app one. Okay, let's read the question or sorry, the answers. Which type of cloud service should you use for app one? So, if we go up, we've got app one here, we got app one there. You must be able to modify the code of app one administrative effort to manage the operating system must be minimized. Uh, so
Well, if it's got to
that's got
be,
to be platform, isn't it?
it's got to be, yeah, because if you got to
Yeah,
minimize it, it can't be infrastructure, and it's definitely
yeah,
not.
because you can, yeah, if you're infrastructure, that's you have control over the operate.
And it's definitely not software as a service. So it's got to be
No,
platform.
yeah, yeah. App two must be able to interact.
This is the same question, isn't it? Go back.
No, that was for app one.
Oh, right. Okay.
App two must be able to interact with the operating system. So that's infrastructure then, as what you just said, isn't it?
Administrative effort to manage the operating system of app one must be minimized.
Oh,
It's
no,
basically,
no, 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 no. We're talking about app two. So this one. Forget
oh,
about these two.
right. Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading it wrong. App one must be minimized. App two must be able to interact with the operating system.
So it's infrastructure, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can create custom Azure roles to control access to resources. Yeah, you can create custom roles. You can through different departments, be it admin, be it readers, be it contributors, whatever. Of course you can, yeah. They say it better than I do, but yeah, you can have different custom roles. A user account can be assigned to multiple Azure roles. User account? Hmm. Yeah. I would say, yeah, you can have different roles within an account. I was worried about that one. Oh yeah, role based. Yeah, RBAC, role based access control, multiple role assignments. Okay.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic. I just had people come round.
Hey, okay. A resource group can have the owner role assigned to multiple users. Source group can have the owner role
Oh, you know this one.
I do know this one, and I definitely think it's a yes because it can. Um, you can assign the owner role. The owner can assign the role because he's in charge of, or he or she or whoever you are can, yeah, yeah, they have complete control. Single sign-on requires that all users sign in by using the Microsoft Authenticator app. Uh, that's a no, because if you're single sign-on, you're given a one-time
Password
whatever
and whatever. Yeah.
password, whatever it is. You don't have to use the Authenticator app, so they give it to you. So you don't have to go through like MFA or
Yeah.
stuff like that. So no. Yeah. And then actually going back to this question, you know, you do have different authentication methods. I remember this table, or not a table, like a picture. Um, I wish I could show it to you. I don't have it saved at the moment. But then you've got MFA, multi-factor authentication, which is like high security, but it's inconvenient because you're answering so many questions, blah 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 blah. And then you got passwordless authentication, which is high security, um, and convenient because passwordless authentication, it could be something like biometrics, could be, face recognition, your fingerprint, whatever it is. And then you've got password authentication, which is convenient. You've got one password if you're just logging in each day on your computer, whatever. Yeah,
Well,
it's convenient, but the security's low because it can be easily hacked into.
if you want to send the picture over, I can just add it in on the edit.
I would have to. Yeah, okay. So authentication is the process of establishing which level of access an authenticated user or service has. Authentication is the process of establishing which level of access. Well, no, that's authorization, isn't it?
Yeah.
So authentication is who you are,
Mhm.
or proving who you say you are. Doesn't, yeah. So that's no. Authentication process. Yeah. Authentication authorization. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Authentication. It's proving who you say you are. Authorization is the act of granting you permission to do something. Okay. So conditional access uses signals collected from a user during the sign-in process to decide whether to allow or deny access requests. Conditional access. Um, During the sign-in process, I would, mm, I would say yes because Uh, yeah. Okay. For example, if I'm trying to log in, um, I don't know, if I'm trying to log in somewhere, just say like I'm abroad or somewhere or a completely different country, a completely different time zone. Just say I'm in Australia or somewhere. I'm a company's based here in the UK, and I get my password wrong or something. It's going to say, "Oh, who's this?" So I think I would say yes. Evaluate signals such as identity. Oh yeah, location. Yeah. Yeah. So so it'll collect your data whenever you're trying to sign in. It depends where you are, um, how many times maybe you enter your password incorrectly or something. You know, it's like, what's going on here? Right, last one. Right, we've got our Azure subscription. You plan to create a virtual machine. Where will the virtual machine be placed in Azure? Where the virtual machines go? In a resource group. Because virtual machines are a resource. Yep. Okay, so we only got no, we got 100%.
No, we didn't.
We did. We'll just say we did. Okay, 94 then.
94.
Good enough.
See, why'd you bring me along? I'll ruin your video.
Nah, no, mate, that's the whole point of the thing. Because usually I'm just talking by myself, like an idiot.
I know, I've called you.
I know. Yeah, I know. But anyways, guys, and cheers, Scott, for helping me out as always. And okay, guys, hopefully see you on the next one next week. We'll be doing test 6. So hopefully this was of some use. And yeah, the questions are, they say fundamentals. They are difficult. Uh, you say fundamentals, you think it's easy. It's not. You need to put the study and time in 100%, like. And but yeah, like, as I say, like, me and Scott haven't done it for a wee while. These questions, and I don't do the things before, so I know as much as you. So I yeah, but ah, we're passing. So, but anyways, all right, guys, keep her lit until next week. Cheers, night. Bye bye.
See you later. Bye.